Namaste, this is dietitian Purva. Welcome to Yesstohealth. Today we'll break a lot of myths about fat. Why fat is considered bad, what kind of fat you should be having, what is the right way to choose fat, and what is the right proportion of having omega-3, omega-6, polyunsaturated, monounsaturated, so many things. So let's start one by one. Most of the clients who come to me, if they want to go on a, if they are now weight loss regime, they want to just switch to fat-free diet. They say, I'm not having fat, I'm still putting on weight. Why? See, fat is not bad. In fact, fat is good for you because fat helps in the absorption of certain vitamins and nutrients in your body. If you not have fat, those nutrients will not be absorbed into your body. So the first thing is you have to eat fat. You have to take fat. Now, what kind of fat you should eat? Yes, that is a right question. What kind of fat you should eat? Because not all fats are good. And why fat is good, I'm telling you, because when the fats are broken down in our body, the byproduct is ketones. Ketones are the essential energy source for our brain. So you must have noticed when you are not taking fat, you become restless, you feel lethargic, you cannot concentrate on your work. It's all because you're not providing essential energy, to your brain. So first thing, kind of fat you should eat. What kind of fat you should eat? See, most of the oils that we have in a house, which are labeled as refined oil, healthy refined oil, good for heart, and some of them even label themselves as less fat. Okay, what is the meaning of less fat when oil says less fat? So most of the oil companies, what they do in order to increase the shelf life of the oil, they process the oil, they heat it, they use bleach so that it has good color, and they deodorize it so that it does not have the oil, that it does not have the odor of that particular seed from which it is expelled out. Now the key word is what kind of fat we should use, the right kind of, how to choose the right kind of fat. See, most of the companies, who are in the business, oil business, what they want profit. Okay, they are not after your health, they are only after their profit. So what do? To increase the shelf life of their oil, they process it so that it undergoes through the process called hydrogenation. Then what happens? They heat it, they deodorize it so that you don't get any smell of the seed, and then they bleach it so that it looks beautiful, like a transparent, like a water. So they do all these things, to sell their product, to beautify their product, to make it, pleasing to our eyes. But in this process, what happens? The oil loses all its nutrients. Trans fats develops in the oil. Trans fats are like those oil which are carcinogenic, which can boost the growth of cancer cells in our body, and it also, trans fat can increase inflammation in our body. So this is what happens, so avoid all those refined hydrogenated oils. It's not good for you. Use cold pressed oil, cold pressed mustard oil, cold pressed peanut oil, cold pressed sesame oil. Use ghee, okay, use homemade butter. So there are so many options you have. Don't use refined oil, don't use hydrogen. Use oil by rotation. It is not that कि you are just using one oil day by day. Okay, एक oil आ गया, हम peanut oil use करते तो peanut oil ही use करते जा रहे हैं. No, it should not be like this. Peanut oil, you have to rotate it. Sometimes you have to use coconut oil, use peanut oil, then use ghee, use mustard oil. Okay, we have wide varieties of oil we use in India. So you make use of all these oils, because some of the oils have like safflower, sunflower oil, they have polyunsaturated fatty acids. So, and there's and ghee, butter, mustard oil, okay, peanut, these have saturated fatty acids and monounsaturated fatty acids. So all these polyunsaturated fatty acid, monounsaturated fatty acid, and saturated fatty acids, you have to include all these in your diet. There are certain proportion in which these fats are used. Generally, polyunsaturated fatty acid and saturated fatty acid, which I'll tell you where all it is found. They are to be used in a 1:1 proportion, same proportion. But monounsaturated fatty acid, which you get from the walnuts, chia seeds, you get from avocados, you get from olive oil, you get from fish, you need to have it in a certain higher amount, that is 1.5. If polyunsaturated, if that is PUFA, saturated fatty acid, I use 1:1 proportion, then it has to more MUFA, monounsaturated fatty acid, which is MUFA, it has to be in a 1.5 ratio. So this is the ratio of the oil that you will be using, and you will be rotating the oil. You will not use one oil day by day. Okay, not every day you are using the same oil. Now I was talking about the coconut oil. Coconut oil, I told you earlier also, the coconut oil has medium chain fatty acids. What does medium chain fatty acid does? It's good for your heart. It is actually half absorbed. By the time it reaches your intestine, it is already absorbed, because half of its digestion takes place in our mouth only. So just imagine how good it is. It helps in the absorption of nutrients and antioxidants in our body. Okay, omega-3, let's talk about omega-3 and omega-6. Both are polyunsaturated fatty acids, and omega-6 you will find from most of the oils, but omega-3 you will find in nuts, mostly walnuts, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, avocados, and few fatty fish. So here you will get all the omega-3, and omega-6 and omega-3 is to be in certain proportion in our body, like 4:1 or maybe 6:1, but not more than that. What we have observed these days that our ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 in our diet is 14:1. That's very high. So because of this disproportionate oil balance, what happens, fat balance, what happens, we get prone to many disease, because our body is all about balance, homeostasis. This balance, we have to just create balance in our body, right kind of pH, right kind of fat balance, everything has to be in our right proportion to have our body run nicely. So let's talk about smoke point. Smoke point क्या होता है oil का? See, we Indians are very fond of fried food, and as long as you are eating fried food in moderation, there is nothing wrong in it. It's not that you have to completely avoid it. You don't have to become health fanatic. Moderation is the key. Now, why do we say fried food is bad? See, fried food is considered bad because of the oil in which the food is fried. Now, if you are frying your oil, your bhajia and puri in an oil which has very less smoke point, what happens? Smoke point is the temperature at which your oil starts burning. it starts emanating bluish smoke. Now if the smoke point is less, after the smoke point the composition of the oil changes and the trans fat develops in a oil, and the oil to certain extent become carcinogenic. That is why fried food is considered bad. But if you are frying your food in like oils like peanuts oil, you are frying food in a ghee, in a coconut oil, it is not bad, because then your the composition of the oil, because all these oils have the higher smoke point, it does not burn easily, so you can easily enjoy your fried food in these oils. Okay, don't fry in sesame oil. Firstly, you don't have to don't fry in corn oil, don't fry in canola oil, don't fry in sunflower and sesame oil. Sesame oil is very good, but it is not for frying. Now, which oils you can use for frying? Firstly, coconut oil I told you, ghee you can use, peanut oil you can use, and palm oil you can use for frying. And enjoy your bhajia, enjoy your puri in all these oils, guilt free. Enjoy it. See, our nani, dadi, our grandparents used to have all these fried food, and they were fit and healthy, and they had no issues of obesity and overweight. So let's use the proper good oil, and let's enjoy our food, and always have balance. Let's keep the balance, everything, keep balance and moderation in everything. Until then, namaste, enjoy your health and say yes to health. And if you like my video, please subscribe and like my video and share it with your friends, so that I can keep updating new ideas, new videos. I keep sharing with you